All right, shalom to the hopeful elect. Brakatha Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who've labored faithfully in His truth and are the true teachers of Israel today. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Habayah from Adabadah, the house of David. The brothers laboring to make their calling of election sure, helping seal the elect of the nation of Israel, for the return of our Lord and Mashiach Yahushua is at hand. And to the Akim and Akwafim who also listen and believe on Hamashiach Yahushua, to you I say shalom as well. So shalom to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Sagalah coming back with a lesson through the Spirit, Lord willing. This lesson is edifying for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear through the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit. So I'm going to jump right into it. The title of this lesson is going to be Love and Marriage, Part 1. And after you check out Part 1, I'll be having a Part 2 come out. So check out Part 2 as well, which this is going to be a series, Love and Marriage. And that love is speaking about the love of the Most High, the love that Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, has for His people. You know, and I'll start by going into Love and Marriage, Part 1, by jumping into the book of 2nd Esdras, the 5th chapter. And I'll start at the 22nd verse. So 2nd Esdras 5 and 22, and it reads, "And my soul recovered the spirit of understanding, and I began to talk with the Most High again, and said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine, and of all the lands of the whole world thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily, and of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, and of all the builded cities thou hast hollowed Zion unto thyself." Verse 26, "And of all the fowls that are created, thou hast named thee one dove, and of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep." Verse 27, "And among all the multitudes of the people, thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all." And that law that's approved of all, is the law, statutes, and commandments, which is the Holy Scriptures, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Bible. And so when you read from verse 22 on down, it says that the Lord, who bears rule over all things and all the woods of the earth and all the trees, which is being likened unto the nations, it says He only chose one vine, and that's Israel. And it says of all the lands, one pit, and that's the land of Israel. And it says of all the flowers, one lily. And all of these things are being likened, or are the things that the Lord favors, which the Lord favors Israel above all things. And Israel is being likened unto all of these things that the Lord favors. Verse 25, it goes on to say, "And all the depths of the sea, one river." And that river is the river Jordan. And it says, "Of all the builded cities, thou hast hollowed Zion unto thyself." So Jerusalem, the city of peace, which is Israel, the Lord has chosen Israel over all things. Once again, all of these things, are being likened unto Israel, the favor that the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, has for Israel. Verse 26, it says, "Of all the fowls, they have named thee one dove," which is once again being likened unto Israel. "And of all the cattle, thou hast provided thee one sheep." And those are the lambs of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Verse 27, and the point, it says, "Among all the multitudes of people," which Israel is likened unto all the things that the Most High favors. And it says, "Thou hast gotten thee one people," and that one people is Yashar'Allah, Yashawan, the upright ones, and Yashar'Allah, the princes of the power. Yerushalayim, the city of peace, which is all names for Israel. And it says, "Unto this one people whom thou lovest," see, the Lord only loves the Israelites, "thou gave us a law that's approved of all," which is the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, love in marriage. The love of the Most High is the love that He has for His people. And I'm going to get another precept real quick, just going into this love that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has for his people. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to go to the book of 2nd Esdras, and it's going to be the 6th chapter, starting at the 54th verse, going into the love that the Most High has for his people. 2nd Esdras 6 and 54, and it reads, "And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen." So speaking of the chosen line, which is the Israelites, coming down from Abraham, Isaac unto Jacob. The 12 tribes that came out of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. So it says all people come, of Adam, and also the chosen, which are the Israelites. Verse 55, 2nd Esdras 6 and 55, "All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake." So the love of the Most High is that he made the world, for Israel. The earth and the fullness thereof was made for the Israelites, the people of the Most High. Verse 56, "As for the other people, the other nations, whom also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle." And we read in the Bible in Isaiah, the 40th chapter, tells you that the nations are less than nothing, And here it says that they are likened unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Verse 57, "And now, O Lord, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us, and to devour us." So this is being spoken by the prophet Esdras, or Ezra, about how the nations, have taken rulership and devoured the nation of Israel. Verse 58, speaking of the love of the Most High. 2nd Esdras 6 and 58, "But we thy people, which are the Israelites, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands." The Lord gave Israel over into the hands of the heathen. The scriptures is telling us. But it said that Israel was thy only begotten and thy fervent lover. So the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, loves Israel and prefers Israel over all things, as we read in the first precept that was brought out. Now, it says the heathen, we've been given over into the hands of the heathen. So I'll get a quick precept that's going into that, laying back it off that, and showing the love of the Most High, even though he gave Israel over into the hand of the heathen. This is 2nd Esdras, the 4th chapter, and the 22nd verse, and it reads, "Then answered I and said, I beseech thee, O Lord, let me have understanding. For it was not my mind to be curious of the high things, but of such as pass by us daily, namely, wherefore Israel is given as a reproach to the heathen." See, the Most High gave Israel over to the heathen, out of his jealousy for the nation of Israel serving other gods and going into other ideological ways of thinking, and for turning their back on the law, statutes, and commandments. So it says, "Israel is given as a reproach to the heathen, and for what cause the people whom thou hast loved is given over unto ungodly nations." And those are the ungodly nations, when you go back into the book of Psalm, the 83rd chapter, which is all the nations, that had rulership over Israel at one time. Because the scriptures tell you that, that what nation is not, roughly paraphrasing, had Israel as a servant unto them. It says, "Has been given over unto ungodly nations, and why the law of our forefathers is brought to naught, and the written covenants came to none effect." And those written covenants is, that blood covenant that was made with the nation of Israel and Moses, with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, which was sprinkled with blood. And it says that covenant has come to naught, meaning our people, did away with keeping, the covenant, which is why Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai gave the nation of Israel over into the hand of the heathen. So let's show that further. Let's show that this was the fury of the Lord, but was the love of the Most High at the same time, So this is Baruch 4 and 6, speaking of the nation of Israel being given over, to the other nations, which was the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is Baruch 4:6, and it says, "You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye move the Most High to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemy." So we were delivered unto our enemies, which it says the same thing in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. The curses on the nation of Israel is that they were given over to their enemies. So, love, the true love of the Most High, is that he gave us the law, statutes, and commandments, and he gave that only to Israel. It says in the book of Amos, the 3rd chapter, that the Lord says, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all of your iniquities." When you read the book of Amos 3, start at verse 1 and 2. Now, getting further into that love of the Most High, even though we were given over to the nations, it wasn't for our destruction, as we read in Baruch 4:6. So let's get more of that love of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, who that love is only for the nation of Israel. This is the next precept, which is Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 18, and it reads, "And love is the keeping of her laws." See, when our people turned away from the law, statutes, and commandments, that's when we, fell out of the grace of the Most High. And it fell out of the covenant, which means that we fell out of love with the Most High. Because right here, once again, Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 18, it says, and love is the keeping of her laws, which is wisdom, referring to wisdom, and that wisdom is given through the Most High. So the love is the keeping of the laws of the Most High, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. That's how we, were kept and protected from all the other nations, and how we continue to prosper as a people, and that was the assurance, the scriptures say, of incorruption, So as we, continue on and show that love of the Most High, the love of the Most High is only the love that he has for Israel. And in his anger, he gave Israel over. But the Lord said that he would also allow Israel to be adopted back, to him. And we are in the beginnings of Israel being adopted back, unto the Most High through Yahweh Shai. Through this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and coming back to being an Israelite, rehearsing the righteous acts, calling on the true name of the Lord again, being his people, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So this is truly the love of the Most High. It said love is keeping the laws. Now, we show that love through our faith, and we show our faith through our works. As the Apostle Paul said, faith without works is dead. And the scriptures say to offend less as we continue, to rehearse the righteous acts and come back to understanding and applying the things that we learn. We do that through the persistence of our actions, which is obedience, So the Most High, the love of the Most High, coming back to him is through being obedient again unto him, learning of his ways and coming back to serving him. And I got a quick precept just through the Spirit that obedience is a big part of the love of the Most High. And here's a precept, 1 Samuel 15 and 22. And Samuel said, "Hath the Lord Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams." So obedience, the scriptures let us know, is better than sacrifice. So obeying the voice of the Lord, which is being a doer of the word and not just a hearer, is counted greatly in the eyes of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Got another precept. This is the book of Proverbs 21 and 3. It says to do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord Yahweh than sacrifice. So that's the keeping of the laws. As was stated before in Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 18, that love is the keeping of the laws. Now, what is that love? That's truly the love of the Most High. So let's get that further. Let's go to the book of John and show that. So the book of John 14 and verse 15. This is the love of the Most High. John 14 and verse 15, it says, "If ye love me, keep my commandments." It's very plain. I read it again. John 14:15, if ye love me, keep my commandments. The Lord commanded us, to keep his word, to keep his commandments. So if you love the Lord, you would keep his commandments, because that's the love of the Most High, the keeping of his word. Let's continue on to get the next precept. Let's go to the book of John 21. Let's go to John 21:15. The love of the Most High is the keeping of his word, and having faith in those words and being obedient. John 21:15, and it reads, so when they had dined, Yahushua saith to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my lambs. So Yahushua said, if you love me, feed my lambs. Verse 16, John 21:16, he said to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, feed my sheep. So Yahushua told, Peter again, if you love me, feed my sheep. Verse 17, John 21:17, he saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua saith unto him, feed my sheep. So the Lord told Peter 3 times, which is completion. If you love me, feed my sheep, which is do the will of my Father, which is in heaven. Do the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, which is the love of the Most High. So now, as we continue on, let's show more of what the love of the Most High is, because that love is the love that he has only for his people. And we are coming back into that love now as believers in Hamashiach. And Yahushua is who will adopt us back to the love of Yahweh, the Most High. So that's the only love that the Most High has, is for his people. So when we abide in his love, then he abides in us. And Yahushua said that in the book of John, the 15th chapter. That when we abide in him, we can do nothing without him. So he is the root and we are the branch. So now let's show more of that love of the Most High. This is the book of 1 John 5:1, and it reads, whosoever believeth that Yahushua is Hamashiach is born of the Most High. And every one that loveth him that begat loveth him also that is begotten of him. Now it says whosoever, and a lot of people get hung up on that in the Christian community, but this is not speaking of any person. When you read in the book of Acts, 12:26, it tells you whosoever among you, that feareth the Most High of the stock of Abraham. When you go into that, it goes down to those of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's lineage, the chosen line. That whosoever is speaking only of those of the chosen line, which is the elect today. So 1 John 5:1, whosoever that believeth that Yahushua is a Mashiach is born of the Most High. And every one that loveth him that begat loveth him also that is begotten of him. Verse 2, by this we know that we love the children of the Most High, when we love the Most High. And it's speaking about us loving the children as believers. If we don't love the people of the Most High, then we don't love the Most High. Speaking of the elect, because the scriptures tell us that we endure all things for the elect's sake. So this is speaking of the believers, the faithful, which is the beloved. I'll read it again, 1 John 5:2. By this we know that we love the children of the Most High, speaking of the elect, when we love the Most High and keep his commandments. So only elect are doing that. So those that love the Most High are those that love the people of the Most High, and we show that love by keeping his commandments, which we know we're supposed to go and feed the sheep of the Most High, to keep his law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, which is rehearsing the righteous acts, which is abiding in his love, getting the understanding of his word, studying to show ourselves approved of the Most High, teaching and preaching, being brotherly, etc. These are all acts of love. Having faith is a key ingredient to all those things. Believing in Hamashiach Yahushua and Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and having those works to show that we believe. 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of the Most High. So this is truly the love, of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments. So keeping the commandments is showing the true love of the Most High. And His commandments are not grievous. And to keep the words, the law, statutes, and commandments, and to come back to serving the Lord shouldn't be grievous unto anyone that is truly a believer. So that is truly the love of the Most High, So, and that love is the love that the Most High only has for Israel, as we, showed through the precepts to begin this lesson. So we're going to continue on showing that love, what that love is of the Most High. When you go to John 15:17, it tells us to love one another. So, this is the book of John 15, and in verse 17, and it reads, These things I command you, so this is a commandment from Yahushua, that ye love one another. So we're supposed to love one another. That's a commandment from Yahushua. I will go on to verse 18. It says, if the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. So that's why we're supposed to love one another, which is our fellow believers. Those that believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Verse 19, if you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. So we are hated by the world for Hamashiach's sake. Because the love of the Most High, is that we would keep his commandments, and those that believe and keep the faith of Hamashiach, the true saints, which is the elect, they are hated by the world. Now, why is that important? Let's go to the book of 1 John. Let's go to the book of 1 John 2 and verse 15. And it reads, 1 John 2 and 15, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. See, that's why the Lord said, if we were of the world will love his own, but we are not. Because we are showing the love of the Most High by doing his will. By teaching his, by feeding his sheep, and by learning and understanding and applying, the faith, which is keeping of the laws to the best of our ability, and rehearsing the righteous acts, by coming back to the Lord as an Israelite, by calling on his name, his true name, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So if we love the world, friendship with the world is enmity, which is hatred. Enmity is hatred with the Most High. So not being a friend and being akin to the world, being one with the world and the people that are in the world, which is keeping of the ways of the wicked. Esau, Edom, and the other nations, and many of our people, 2/3, not only do they keep the ways, they believe in those ways, and they don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So it says, if any man love the world, the love of the Father, who is Yahweh, is not in him. We can't say that he loved the Father. 1 John 2 and 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. So those, that continue to stay in the love of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the scriptures say abideth forever. Now, let's get a little bit more, just showing, why the Lord said, love not the world, and the importance of his word. Because if we keep his word, then there's no way that we can love the world. So this is the book of Psalm 119, and I'm going to read, start at verse 97. Psalm 119 and 97, and it reads, oh, how I love, it's Salakia. Psalm 119 and 97 says, oh, how love I thy law. It is my meditation all the day. So the words of the Most High, the law, statutes, and commandments, We're supposed to be meditating in it, as the scriptures say in Joshua 1:8. To meditate in the word day and night. Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. It tells us, scriptures tell us that we are workmen that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So that's through the meditation in the words of the Most High, which shows what? Love. Psalm 119:98. It says, Thou through thy commandments hast made me wiser than my enemies, for they are ever with me. So the scriptures show us that we are to love thy law, the law, statutes, and commandments. And we get the understanding through the precepts. Now, I'm going to continue on and get a few more precepts to close it out. So this is the love of the Most High. The meditating in his word and having faith. The more that we meditate in his word and we study his word, and the more we abide in him, and the more we increase in our faith and learning, which increases what? Our understanding, our faith, and allows us to continue, to try to perfect our works, because Yahweh Shah said, be perfect as your Father is in heaven. Meaning continue to offend less and to continue, to seek the Lord by doing and serving him to the best of your ability. So this is the love of the Most High. Proverbs 8:17, and it reads, I love them that love me. It says, and those that seek me early shall find me. The scriptures also tell you that that the Lord is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, that without faith it's impossible to please him. So the Lord rewards those that diligently seek him. So I read Proverbs 8:17 again. It says, I love them that love me. And who are those that love the Most High? Those that diligently seek him. It says, and those that seek me early shall find me. So those that seek the Lord early shall find him. Those that are sincere and those that truly believe. Now I'm going to close it out with this precept, which is one of my favorite. This is found in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Just going into the love of the Most High. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon. 7, and I'll start at verse 24, and it reads, for wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. Because it also tells you, that wisdom is likened unto a virgin when you go through the precepts. And that in Proverbs the 30th chapter, the 5th verse, it tells you that every word of the Most High is pure. So it says wisdom is more moving than any motion. She goes by all things by reason of her pureness. Verse 25, Wisdom of Solomon 7:25. For she, which is wisdom, is the breath of the power of the Most High, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. Because the scriptures tell you that, how would I understand it except you send your Holy Spirit from above? So it comes from, wisdom comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of his word, and that faith as well, because faith is a gift of the Most High. Verse 26, for she is the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of the Most High, and the image of his goodness. So having this wisdom is an image of the Most High's goodness. That's why we become friends of the Most High, through this wisdom and through faith, and abiding in his love. Verse 27, and being but one, she can do all things, and remaineth in herself. She maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls. So, this wisdom won't dwell in a malicious soul. It only can enter into holy souls, sanctified souls, those that are set aside, which is the elect. It says, she maketh them friends of the Most High and prophets. So that's how we become friends and prophets, is through this wisdom. Verse 28, and the point, for the Most High loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. See, the scripture just said in Proverbs 8:17 that the Lord loveth them that loveth him. And who are those that love him? Those, once again, that diligently seek him. The Most High say he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So going back once again, Wisdom of Solomon 7:28, who do the Lord love? For the Most High loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. So all those that truly seek the Most High, with the whole heart, the scriptures say, those are the ones who the Most High loves. which is only the elect of the nation of Israel, who are returning truly to the love of the Most High, which is returning to his word, which is, being given wisdom again to be able to stand, boldly and in faith and in love of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So this is the love of the Most High. Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles who've labored faithfully in this truth. And to the hopeful elect, Habayath Madabada, the house of David, I say peace, blessings, love, and salutations to brothers laboring to make their call of election sure, and to the Acumen and Akwafium who also listen and believe on Yahweh Shem Yahushua. To you I say shalom as well. Shalom.